How's it going, everybody? Nick Daniels here, and we're going to talk about something that has transpired today. Just a little story there for you folks, so sit back, relax, grab something to eat, and take it easy. Now, just before we get into the context of the video, I just want to mention that the route I'm taking, which is my old route, which I used to take to work, about a 12-minute walk or so, we haven't gone on this in pretty much since September. So I think like once or twice in the winter there, and that was it. But I mean, like, brings back good memories, man. Coming down this trail, this little woods you're gonna be seeing right up here. Look at that. You can see this nice little woods here. Used to walk through this like every day, man. It's nice. It's away from people. You can walk in, take the camera out, except random people do walk through, and then it's just really fucking awkward. And then we're gonna have another video after this one. Still got a few minutes to work, so let's get right into it. And you'll be seeing this tomorrow probably, by the way, so Sunday if you're just tuning in daily to the videos. So I had this weird awkward customer service transaction here I want to talk about. And I've done this before where I've talked about kind of sometimes like the service being really good, really bad, whatever, at like wherever it was. And I always try to keep it professional. My teacher was saying there the other day that if you have a problem, it's one thing to go about it in a very formal and professional manner, because you'll actually be listened to. And if you just come out like ranting and bitching, it's going to be a whole different ball game, right? They won't take it seriously. So it's going to be the same here. So I'm walking into this store, and I'm getting 3 items. I don't think it's a big deal of the story, but I'm giving you the context. 3 little items, nothing big. You know the lineup. There's 2 older people there. There's an older gentleman and an older lady. And they're standing there, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not really full of energy right now, but I'm hanging out, okay? They start walking up, because there's 2 cashiers, right? Both of them are free now, so they start walking up. They're together, so I didn't see that the gentleman had something. So I walked up with them, and sure enough, they both went to one of the cashiers. Okay. Now, I noticed that one of them immediately, like, I wouldn't say lit up. She wasn't, like, smiling and all greedy. But she did, like, hey, how you doing? Not too bad, is this all you're getting today? Yada, yada. Like, giving you just that little bit of small talk. I know you're going to say this. It's a small area, so when you are going to get those types of customer service. When you go, like, I went to, like, New York City, man, you don't get that. You really don't. It's in and out, dude. It's like, here you go, pay your fucking bill and leave. At least if you go to Halifax, it's it's still a city. It's just not 8 million people, so you actually do still get that conversation. Maybe it's a Canadian or Nova Scotia thing. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, and the other woman though did the opposite. She was just stone face, just gave him the bill kind of thing. I could kind of tell, and was like, that's the one I'm going to, so I need to brace myself for this one, because it doesn't look like it's promising. So right off the get-go, I had noticed the body language and actually how she spoke to him wasn't really going in my favor. And I've said it 100 times, man, like, people are never going to be necessarily happy every day with every customer. That's a fact, okay? And I know that. So like I go in like benefit of the doubt kind of style. So I go up, I go up there anyway, and he's still standing though, just in front of it, just enough room I could probably squeak by him, but he's just in front of that thing, so of the cash, so I can't actually, like, sorry, I gotta check the time here, gotta work in 40 minutes, so that's what I mean, I can't really get up there just yet. I could sneak, like, basically bump through him to get to the cash, and I thought that would be rude. He's an older gentleman. He's waiting for his wife. Yeah, that's respectful. So I stand there for like a good 10 seconds. 10. It doesn't sound long. Count out those Mississippis. It's long enough. Because that woman was staring at me the entire time. The cashier. Okay? Just that stone face. No fucks given. Let's stare him down. And because she doesn't understand why I'm waiting. Right? Clearly not. Because I only say that because she like patted the desk, whatever, counter, what you would call it, where you place your items, and she's like, right here, right, like signaling that I should be putting my items right there, like that's where they go. And as soon as she did that, he had started to walk off with the woman, so I walked up with the items there. Right there, honestly, I could really tell that this was not going to be a lovely start to my morning. And you know, and like, again, no disrespect to this person, but I just don't feel like that's the way you would approach that. Like, you should acknowledge that I'm not brazing through this old gentleman, right? Like, he's a senior, you know, you gotta, even if it was a young guy, I'm gonna show that respect. That's just not how I operate. I don't just bump through people because I need to get the hell out of there. I want to respect people and their space, and I gave him the time of day. So I knew this. Like, I knew this as soon as she patted that down. I was like, oh god. Right? So what I do in those situations, when I can tell there's basically no hope of that situation ever getting any better, is I basically just give the return, right? I just give this fucking stone face back, and I just don't say jack, which is kind of funny that I do that. So she just, you know, rings them quick through. It takes like 2 seconds. Here's your total. I literally just hold out a 20, takes it, cashes it out, hands it to me, just puts the receipt on the table. Have a nice day, and literally just looks towards the next person and ignores me and says that. And oh man, I gave her like the dramatic eye roll. Dramatic, like I was like, oh. no, I'm kidding. But I got out of there anyway, and like I said, it's just little things like that. Like, you know, again, you could kind of look at it and say it was nitpicking. Yeah, of course you can. People could say that's rude. Either way, absolutely. People can watch and say it shouldn't even matter. Who gives a fuck? That's true. But when you live in a small community where almost everybody knows everybody, and you see the same people quite often, and then you're getting these, and it's like, clearly, like, I'm not the only one getting that approach. And it was jacked. It was like, man, like, come on. You know, you do work retail, and I know it sucks, and you know, I'm there. I know it sucks too, but you still gotta at least try, like, show the effort, or a smirk, or, you know, be polite, and, you know, just bite your tongue, and just bite your lip or whatever, and just work through it. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's sad to say this, but if an employee complains about another employee, it's not taken very far as I can tell you. But if a customer complains about an employee, it's huge. Like, I think a lot of companies take that way more seriously, because the customer, right? The customer is where you got to listen to your customer. And if a customer is telling you, listen, I got shit service, like, I had come into a Walmart one time, I don't mind saying this, and basically got ignored for, I think it was 11 minutes. It was just around 11 minutes that I stood there in an electronics section and waited. And I told them, I said, listen, like, I said, I never do this. I said, I've always just walked out. Like, I've just never said anything if I had a problem. Like, I'm not complaining about that. She's probably just having a bad day. I'm just making a quick video talking about how it went, my little thoughts on it, get a little rant out, I guess you could say. And I walk away though, and I know that complaining there probably won't do anything anyway. But it's not really the way to approach that. I think it wasn't that bad. But when I went to that Walmart the one time, like I said, I had to, because it said, listen, like, I literally waited there because there was 3 employees talking, and I was, like, literally just standing there talking. And I said, I put my Fitbit on, I put stopwatch on, and I stood there and I walked up and down a little bit. I stood like 5 feet, like 10 or so feet away from, looking at something that was locked. Like, I can't get to it. And I'm looking at it, like, hoping that somebody will take the time of the day and walk over and be like, did you need a hand with something? Like, can I help you? Right? Or maybe that guy does need something. We should probably stop talking and actually look a little busy. And they talked for the entire time, and I ended up just walking away saying I'm going somewhere else, because I didn't want to interrupt. And that's what they said. They said, oh, you should have just asked. I'm like, no, dude. They were like way into a conversation, and I was like, I'm not bursting into that. I'm not, you know what I mean? They can have their conversation. I didn't want to disturb them. As funny as that sounds. But anyway, just a quick little video for you folks. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Do you kind of think that's an awkward transition or transaction? What do you think? Let me know. So thank you so much for watching. We're gonna end her there, and peace.